What is up, comic fans? Happy Sunday and welcome to the Legion of Comics. This is At Week's End, the spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics, movies, TV shows, pop culture in general, and there's a good bit of stuff to talk about tonight. It's also the first Sunday of the month. That means we'll be doing the Legion Loot drawing tonight, see what lucky channel member is going home with that ginormous prize package. Don't go anywhere. Check this out. Huge shout out to Big Time Collectibles and the homies over there. Be sure to check them out at their website. You can follow them on social media. Don't miss out on the awesome stuff that they got going on over there. And if you need anything clean to press, my friend Justin on Instagram is who I would send you to do it. Let him know you found him via the channel. Take advantage of the special offers that he has running for viewers of the channel. And as always, huge shout out to my LCS, ABX Comics and Games. If you're ever in the Augusta area getting into comics or tabletop gaming, check them out. The link is in all these folks are in the description to all my videos, as well as the Facebook group for ABX Comics and Games. So let's bring in the co-hostess with the mostest, hailing from the next sector over, as always, Paul Cook.
Hey, what's going on?
Just living the dream, man. Living the dream. You pointed the right way that time. You did
it. Loot night. Loot. That's like we can do hoot. Maybe Dr. Von Hoot will win.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and say hey to the chat real quick, and we'll get things rocking and rolling. We got Tate Prime. I believe Tate was last month's Legion Loot winner, if I'm not mistaken, or the month before. Recently, Tate won one of them. Burke Family 54, what is going on? It's morphin time for sure. It absolutely is. Was this week a Power Ranger week? Did a new Power Ranger book come out? All my last 2 weeks kind of bled together coming back from vacation, but dude, if you're a Power Ranger fan, like that current run is just phenomenal. And they just have the official prelude, or what's it called, like the road to this big event that they're about to do. It's nuts right now. White Shadow was
show, right? Wasn't it?
110, yeah. That was the one that was the most recent one. Dark Spectre is like this big villain from like later seasons. I say later seasons, they're still pretty early, but I think it was like season 3 or 4 or something like that. It was semi-early, but late for me. You know, I'm like an OG Mighty Morphin guy. And they've been teasing him for over 2 years now. And they've been slow rolling him in, and they're not letting the readers forget he's there. And all the stuff that the other villains have been doing is like been servicing that story even. So it's been done right. And this is like the first writer to take it on since Ryan Parrott did like that legendary long run on it, which he did great, but you could tell he got long in the tooth with it. This new writer is just chef's kiss, nails it. White Shadow, hello, Chip Getler. Hope you're doing good. Burke, you misspelled Morpin wrong. Jamie DT7, what is going on? Derek, how are you doing tonight? Cliff, good to see you. Ben Parker Comics, what is happening? Scott, how's it going? Aggressively Relaxing is in the building. I live in a turtle sanctuary. That's pretty cool. My property is a turtle sanctuary. I've grown up with turtles my whole life. I got my first turtle when I was in first grade. Me and Pops, it was crossing the road in front of us, and we pulled over and got it. I've had turtles my whole. We have 2 right now.
In fact, if you do a search on Instagram, actually, it's probably your old Instagram, but there were at least 2 videos of you saving turtles on your.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do be saving turtles a lot. You know, we have like the river, and we have tons of creeks and stuff because of that. And whenever it rains, like they just come out of nowhere. And we're having turtle hatchlings all over our beach right now. That's really cool. That's really cool. The Golden Isles, where I go on vacation, they have like the loggerhead turtle sanctuary stuff there. Jekyll Island has the actual hospital form and everything. It's really cool. Where's my loot? Says Flo Dameron. Glad you could be here tonight. Flo. Does pop culture include 8-track and VHS tapes? It most certainly can. It most certainly can. Nick's Kicks and Comics, what is going on, brother? KBDM, how are you doing tonight? Tony from the Commyverse here. Good to see you, my friend. Flash Ray Videos. Collecting with Durs, congrats again on your 1K milestone. And he just celebrated his 1K milestone earlier this evening. He does a live stream on Sundays early in the afternoon called The Sesh. He seshes so hard. So hard.
He is such a sesher.
He is a sesher. You got to watch that guy. Boji777, hello, what is happening? Hope you're doing good. J Med, how are you? Dark Side Raider, one of the newest channel members. So everybody be sure to welcome Dark Side Raider into the Legion. Hey, Quake Jr., what is going on? Our U.S. women's national team lost game and are now kicked out of Women's World Cup. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. I'll be honest with you. I honestly don't feel like it's a bummer for the. I'm assuming that's soccer.
Yeah, it's the earliest that they've actually been bumped out of the World Cup. They've won the last two, and they were one of the favorites to win this year, but they lost in penalty kicks.
It's wild how you're always on the up and up with no matter what the chat says. You're either the world's fastest Googler or you keep up with a lot of stuff. It's one of the two. It didn't look like your hands were moving, so Dale suspense, what is happening? How are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing good. Phil Ailing is in the building. Hello, hello. Everyone forgets Venus and no one talks about Jericho. Oh, this must be soccer players. It's got to be soccer players, right? Circumstances.
Wasn't Jericho was one of the turtles, the female turtle?
Jenica, close.
Jenica, yeah.
Yeah, close. Circumstances, what is going on, my dude? He's been enjoying his weekend at, I think it's Fountain City Comic-Con, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. Mons Comics, what's going on, Brandon? How are you tonight? Hope you're doing good. Steven C., what is up? What is up? What's going on? Paul, welcome to the end of this great day. It has been a good day. It's definitely been a good day. Sesh so hard. There it is. There it is. What is going on? Pops is in the building. It's a lot of people. Johnny 5 Alive. Hello, hello. All right. I think we made it down to the bottom. There we go. So me and Paul were kind of I was asking him right before we started. There's mentioned a couple of things that there's definitely worth highlighting and talking about tonight. And he started to tell me something. I felt like it was going to be bad news, so I told him just to wait so we could go live. So what is this? Something about the Crisis on Infinite Earths animated feature that was announced this year at Comic-Con?
Yeah, I know. We have been talking about that. Maybe it will do. They're doing that so that they can align the DC animated universe with the Gunn and Safran universe. But Gunn has kind of thrown water on that and said that basically what he's talking about when he talks about animated, he's talking about theater released animated movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not talking about these direct to video ones that we get.
Okay.
So those are going to be
separate. That's actually good news. Yeah, that's actually really good news. Where does he consider Creature Commandos? Because that was in his slated announcement, and it's not getting a theatrical release. It's not even a film.
Well, it's a series, so that's a little bit different. And with a series, you obviously can't do a series in the movie theater, but so that was his one of his big announcements this year. There was a couple of things that came out regarding the DC universe this week.
Yeah, they're doing a Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you watch the most recent DC animated movie, War World, it ended with a Crisis cliffhanger. Harbinger showed up, snatched the Trinity, which happened to be Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all from different worlds and times, and she snatches them and says that we need you for this upcoming crisis. And it was officially announced at San Diego Comic-Con this year that we were getting a Watchmen animated film as well as a Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm hoping they use it to destroy this current animated universe. While I enjoy the films, they're not up to snuff. They set a really, really high bar for me with that. Really, it's just an animated New 52 universe. It was amazing. What is going on, Kenny Bird? There's a theater cartoon DC movie, not since Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah, he's talking about that because he's talking about he has gone on record as saying as though the people who play them in live action, he expects that they'll also be playing them in animated. So you get your David Cornsweet or whatever will play Superman, an animated Superman, but he's talking about animated movies that will be released theatrically as opposed to the DC animated universe, which is the ones that we get, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, the War World that just came out, all those type of direct to video ones.
Yeah. So they got big plans. I'll be honest with you. I just don't see any of it work. Like just seeing how kind of the interest in the MCU is fading out. I don't see how things are going to just I think that level of interest that in peak MCU will never be hit again, ever. Not by MCU or anybody else. That was They're the one-off first ones to do it. Like you have to find that sweet spot now. Like manage your funds and your expectations, and I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Kingdom Come
Yeah,
got canceled.
and then yeah, they should definitely. But then the other thing is, if he's doing this, are they competing? Are they fighting for the same audience? And will it be oversaturation like Marvel did with their movies? And you know,
They oversaturated themselves, unfortunately.
mhm.
Speaking of that, Loki, that's something that since last week we had the first teaser trailer for Loki Season 2. And I think I'm going to wait and just hear how people's reception is of it first. Because life's really busy right now. And I'd like to say I'm going to keep up with it, but I don't know if I will or not. Yeah, we got wildly spoiled. Absolutely, they did big things to it for us. Like it's insane. Like when you think about it, like the size of the project itself of the MCU, it is ridiculously impressive. And
Mhm.
yeah, you can only
And
Cap can only pick the hammer up once, though. You know what I mean? Like that's
right,
it. That's it.
but there is also, I mean, I was reading something that said that, Loki. I mean, I could see why Bob Iger is a little bit concerned because supposedly Loki's each episode costs almost $24 million to make an episode,
Jesus, how many
one
episodes?
episode, and
There's
that's
only one.
so
No,
that's like
how
six.
many episodes in the season?
There's, there's like 6 or 7. So you're talking $140 million.
That's cheaper than Secret Invasion was like 212, 220, something like that.
Yeah, but
They lost ass on that
exact.
one.
Yeah, they're spent exactly. They're hemorrhaging money, and you know I don't. And Bob Iger apparently is cutting some of the Disney live action movies that they were supposed to be making. So they're learning
They
that
gotta
too
get
because
their
that's been oversaturated as well.
they gotta get the house in order. I mean, it's just like I think it was like one of those things like with a child celebrity, like you never plan for that level of its success that much that fast and everything. And they were trying to fill the demand, but like the interest kind of waned as that like as their projects were coming out. It's just I don't know. And I mean people's mileage varies, but it's undoubtedly the quality of their product greatly diminished when they started rushing all these products out.
Mm.
I doubt there's ever another 26 film run. You're right. James Bond. Think about it this way: before 2003, there's only $3 billion movies ever. Then the MCU had 26 movies that average a billion. What? No, they don't. 26 movies that average a billion? No. I think they have like three movies in the MCU that maybe four that broke a billion.
Yeah, saying average, which would be a little bit different, but yeah, I don't know about that either.
Oh
So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they did have some big project movies. Yeah, there it is. Things got six. Big hyped as well, Marcus. Yeah, I hope Loki's fantastic. Has to be better than. I mean, everything has to be better than Secret Invasion. I would be honest with you. I think that She-Hulk was more entertaining than Secret Invasion. Like just as a whole, I would rewatch She-Hulk again before that, and that was terrible. Except Mantis has become such a dick. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is now, I believe it's now streaming on Disney Plus. That was a really, really great
yep.
way to cap off that trilogy. I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it again, but I definitely look forward to it. Live action Snow White and Seven Dwarves is drawing backlash because the seven are not dwarves but are different genders and ethnicities. It's called, and they've race swapped Snow White and they're not doing the dwarves. It's getting backlash from the dwarf community that think that like there's all kinds of stuff
Mhm.
like actual like there's actor guilds for little people, and they refer to
Right.
themselves as
Peter
dwarves.
Peter Peter Dinklage did not have nice things to say about it.
No, and Peter Dinklage, like the little spokesperson for this acting community, says that Peter Dinklage has kind of been like harmful to their cause because there's roles that are made for them that like that they're able to fill, and because someone like Peter Dinklage can be wildly successful, only taking roles not meant for little people, it's made people think like we're not supposed to give roles just to little people. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like a double. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Someone's going to be mad about it. But yeah, that's seven. That dude, I saw Gal Gadot, who's somehow attached to the property. I don't know what she's doing in it, as well as the the actress who's playing Snow White were doing an interview saying like it's Snow White, but she's not. Then she went on to describe how she's not Snow White. It's not Snow White. Bottom line, it's Snow White in name only. It's literally not Snow White. There's nothing wrong with that, but people are gonna be mad. You're gonna call something Snow White and then make a different movie. I just watched Guardians of the Galaxy again, and it really is a great movie. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it again. I hope it works out that James Gunn gets to do more. Guardians, I don't know about that. What's going on with like that Star-Lord follow-up? What is it, like the legendary Star-Lord or something like that?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
For those that just watched it recently, that after credits scene, it teases like Star-Lord with his uncle or something like that. I think it was his uncle or his granddad. Can't remember. It's been a while. But it says to be continued, or you'll see Star-Lord again in legendary Star-Lord or something like that. The MCU would have a better future outlook if they gave the reins to Paul. Legit. I believe it.
Exactly. I would be like in Moon Knight. Okay, we're gonna change his origin. His parents are killed in an alley.
Exactly. Yeah. She's not. She's a warrior and a leader and all. Like it's just not Snow White. But then again, like one of the coolest interpretations of Snow White that I remember was the one with Liam Hemsworth and Kirsten Dunst and Charlize Theron, Snow White and the Huntsman or something like that.
Yeah, the Huntsman. Yeah, the Woodsman or something like that, or something like that. Yeah.
No, that was
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that wasn't Snow White either. It was just Snow White in name.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, that was a wildly entertaining movie for me. It was it felt magical, like the design and everything. It was wild. What is going on, Brother John? Comicx, how are you doing tonight? Marvel Cinematic Universe ranks as the highest grossing film series of all time, grossing over 29.6 billion. Avengers has the best average with an average of nearly 1.9 billion per film. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Those are definitely better than James Bond numbers. Halle Berry, Catwoman is not Catwoman. Yeah. Just a name alone. What is going on 23 months? How are you?
I mean, this is wildly off topic, but I think the most creative thing going on right now on any of the streamers is Star Trek Strange New Worlds. They just did a musical episode. They've done an episode where they combined animation and live action from some crossover series, and see, Aggressive Relaxing knows. He knows. That's exactly that is the most creative thing going on in any of the streamers right now, I think.
That's on what platform? Peacock? Paramount? What?
Paramount Plus.
See, I've been living on that platform, dude. There's so much for that and Hulu because I've been getting caught up on what we do in the shadows.
It's got all it's got Transformers, it's got Mission Impossible, it's got the Maverick, Top Gun, it's got all of them, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on there. There really is. There's a lot of shows that my wife likes and everything. What's cool about Paramount is there's not a lot of overlap with their stuff on like a lot of the platforms share a lot of content. Paramount doesn't seem to share their content with anybody. They're definitely holding it close. Kind of like Disney. Disney's content for the most part is strictly on Disney, which makes sense.
Right.
What is going on? DJ Links is in the building. Let's see. I'm catching up on we live in what we do in the shadows. We live in the shadows. Is that different things? What we do in the shadows is hilarious. What was some other things that we mentioned? Oh yeah, the fantastic forecasting.
Yeah, exactly. And Gal Gadot. We talked. Those are the two other two things that we talked about.
So what's her name? The girl from Mission Impossible who plays the White Widow. Golly, I already forgot her name. Man. Vanessa Kirby, who plays the White Widow in the Mission Impossible franchise, is rumored to be in final talks to take over the role of Sue Storm. And they also had some actor from Stranger Things, Who played? I think it was a guy that like played the guitar on the roof or whatever. I never saw this show, so I don't know.
I don't know either.
But he's looking. It's looking like he might be Johnny Storm, and we have one of the Doctor Who's, Matt Smith, is looking at for being Mr. Fantastic. They're also looking at front-running Sue Storm as the team leader.
Because Matt Smith did such a great job in the Morbius movie.
Yeah, he crushed it. Oh yeah, don't forget Terminator Genesis, another hit.
Mm-hmm.
He played Skynet.
And he was actually, and he was so good that they totally cut him out of the last Star Wars movie. Filmed everything, wasn't even in it. He wasn't in it. He filmed stuff, but they cut every single thing he filmed. They cut it out of it.
Yikes. There's Joseph Quinn. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, it was a dude. I'm Scott. Like I'm right there with you, my dude. Like I love the Terminator franchise, and when it comes to like Terminator Genesis and Terminator Salvation, they're actually not like too unfriendly to children. They're not gory, and there's no nudity and stuff. And I watch those with Finn because he likes robots, so we watched that one a lot. Dark Fate definitely cannot watch with Finn. That one's very R-rated. But I enjoy Dark Fate. I still want Bill Hader person. Yeah, you Bill Hader. What's crazy is like he's one of like the best actors for doing impersonations. He could probably play a serious Reed Richards if he needed to.
Mm-hmm.
T2 is everybody's favorite, whether they admit it or not. T2 is the greatest action movie in history, and I'll die on that hill. What else was some hits from this week? Man, I feel like there was so much.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, you want to explain that?
Gal Gadot came out and said that she. Yeah, so supposedly she is working directly with Peter Gunn and Safran. Can't think of his first name now. Roger Safran. Anyway, Safran.
Peter
with Gunn and Safran on a Wonder Woman 3 movie. It's not going to involve Patty Jenkins at all. But supposedly she's developing a new Wonder Woman movie, which will be weird if they're gonna recast everybody and then suddenly, it's kind of like, they want to make the break, but they're not gonna make the break type of a thing because everyone's gonna see her and connect it to the first two movies, no matter what they do. I'm not saying she was an excellent Wonder Woman, but I just don't see how that fits into everything that they say that their plans are, what they were trying to do.
Yeah, her exact quote it said, James, Peter, myself will be working on a third Wonder Woman movie. So I saw the little video clip. I don't know how to take her as if she'll be acting in it or just like helping develop it. I think she said developing in the actual comment that she said, because this wasn't like a speaking interview, but I don't know. I think that's tough, man. I really think if they want a shot at anything, they got to just like just completely the old.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I mean, I loved the first two Wonder Woman. I love Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, but I just think it's going to be confusing. It's going to be, I'm with you. If you're gonna say you're gonna do all new and this is a brand new universe and it's not connected to anything, then you got to do it.
I wonder if that's been his ultimate plan the whole time, but he's just trying to break it to people softly. And if that's the case, he did a terrible job at that, firing Henry Cavill on day one. He's like, this is going to be the toughest Band-Aid to pull off, so let's do it now. Yeah. So Flash did create a Flashpoint? I mean, technically, yeah. We ended in a Flashpoint. He never... I don't know. That gets a little messy, too. Just like in the comics, like he created the Flashpoint. When he came out of it, nothing was how it was before.
Right.
I'll always give Gal Gadot a shot. Her and Linda Carter are Wonder Woman. Gal can still be Wonder Woman. Problems were behind the camera, in my honest opinion. Yeah, but my thing that I always go to is like, we're comic nerds. We're movie nerds. We're pop culture nerds. Mm-hmm. We keep up with this stuff. We follow this stuff. But these movies, like actual success, like the success that the studios want to see in order to keep doing them, is contingent upon a general audience reception. The people that don't keep up with these, the ones that go to work and hang out with their families and see a commercial for a movie and think, yeah, let's go see that this weekend. And if they see Wonder Woman, they're gonna be like, oh, that second one was terrible. I don't want to see that again. Unless they see that it's new, see that it's something different, they won't equate, oh, the Flash reset everything and they got a new creative team and this director's known for these movies, so it should be fantastic. Where we do that on a daily basis about stuff, most people don't, So that's a tough one. That's why Henry Cavill would never work again as Superman. It doesn't matter what we think. And I still say it all the time. You didn't see all these Henry Cavill supporters until he was gone. Like, these people were not around. Everyone was bashing him for every appearance he made until Snyder stepped away from Justice League. Until that movie released, it was even like they were even making fun of him when November 2017, people were still making fun of Henry Cavill as Superman for anything that they could. Mm-hmm. Of course, he had some supporters, but it wasn't like, no, it was like that negative fan reception, big time. Like in Multiverse, Clooney is the Batman, right? Yeah, that's where they left it with George Clooney. Bruce Wayne is current DCU Batman. Like, he's legit the current DCU Batman. So where do we go from there? Mm-hmm. This is literally the opposite of what everyone wants. Sky High was fun. That was a fun movie. Ron Wilson, bus driver. Yeah, this means Arnold is Mr. Freeze in the new DC going forward. I'm for it. I'm for that. And speaking of that, that was another one of the really cool announcements that I'm most excited about from Comic-Con was McFarlane had a huge footprint at San Diego, and he announced like this Batman movie 6-pack, which I passed on, but it was the first time we saw a Val Kilmer Batman figure as well as a George Clooney Batman figure. And they took the Batman 89, not the Flash Michael Keaton Batman, but the Batman 89 Michael Keaton Batman that was only exclusively included with a Batmobile, and put it in that pack. But I wasn't about to buy that pack because I have all the other ones, other than those two new ones. But they immediately announced that there will be a Batman and Robin wave, like with Clooney, Robin with like the Nightwing suit he was wearing in Batman and Robin, Poison Ivy, Batgirl, and it's a Build-A-Figure Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze. So I'll be getting that entire line for sure. For sure. And people saying Cavill is jumping to Marvel to be Captain Britain. They actually they killed that. That the Secret Invasion.
That was a rumor a long time ago. So yeah.
Yeah, and Secret Invasion continuity killed that, because didn't we get like a descendant of Captain Britain in Secret Invasion? Like he's already a thing of the past in MCU timeline now. They did a lot of weird stuff in Secret Invasion, man. Yeah, dude. Kate, are you watching Superman and Lois on CW? Like, I love Henry Cavill, but Flash by Night said it best. I can't picture my Superman without a 5 o'clock shadow ananymore, because Tyler Hoechlin? Hecklin. Oh my God. Like, that's the total package. That because people all the time say that person played a good Clark or he played a good Superman, but not like Tyler is the absolute total package. I'm not saying he would translate to the silver screen experience, but absolutely, that's it. Union Jack, absolute total package.
And the guy who runs the CW did a podcast or something this week, and he was talking about Superman and Lois, and he seemed to even be kind of gung ho on even a season 5.
Dude, man, I hope so. I'm perfectly okay with the season running just a few seasons, as long as it's ending and you can close out your story and give us just quality bookended shows like Stargirl, flawless, perfect 3 seasons. And so far, Superman and Lois is just giving us an increasingly better show with every episode. It doesn't even make sense. I don't know how this is happening, but I would have hated for this show to just get cut off. Like, can you imagine that season finale with spoiler alert, Doomsday and Superman charging each other on the moon? That's how the entire show ended? Like, no, that would have been crazy. What is going on, Simon? Hope you're doing good tonight. I just got the death metal set of McFarlane with the Build-A-Figure. I'm waiting for the speed metal set to show up. And I'm super juiced. Yeah, the speed metal set's awesome. That's where you get the blue Wally West. The death metal set, that was don't you build the Merciless, the big armored out Wonder Woman? Like, it was from the world where Bruce Wayne took Ares' helmet and like powered himself up. That's actually a really expensive Build-A-Figure on the secondary market. That's some of the earlier stuff that he did when he took over the DC Multiverse line. JSA came out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Superman and Lois is good. I don't usually like CW shows at all. I'm right there with you. I'm not a fan of the Arrowverse. I liked it early on, but Superman and Lois, Stargirl, they were not Arrowverse shows. They're their own shows. Yeah. Well, there's the flip side. You can watch the CW shows for free on their CW app, but they don't keep the entire season on the app because it's like a small free. Just they upload a few episodes at a time on there. Kind of got to keep up in real time.
And he explained, because one of the things was, it was said that, Superman and Lois was so much more expensive than other shows and everything. And he said the reason why that is because technically he's really not spending any more on some of the other shows than he is on Superman and Lois. But he's getting money back because once they show, he puts them on the CW app, and you can watch them on the CW app, and they run some ads, whatever, through them. But now he's got Superman and Lois on the CW app as well. So that was one of the things that he really pushed for, and that was one of the reasons why they were able to get a 4th season.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I agree. Season 4 was the Damien Dark season for Arrow. That's when it kind of jumped the shark. Yeah, that Deathstroke season was epic. Yeah. Epic. What's his name? Manoa Bennett or something like that?
Manu Bennett.
Yeah, dude, he was fantastic. That's another character that they've just portrayed so well in live action, from Arrow to Titans even. I think they did it really well in Titans.
And the one that we'll never get from the Superman from the Justice League movie.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Joe. I can't even pretend to know.
Yeah.
Manganiello.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, he looked phenomenal. That's why I have that Deathstroke figure back there, because of the way he was portrayed in that movie. Was just amazing. Like, the suit just, and he was so tall. He was so tall. Very intimidating.
And he was supposedly supposed to end up in Ben Affleck's Batman movie.
Yeah, that was what the setup was. Remember, it was Lex Luthor giving up his identity. That was supposed to be the lead-in to the Batman.
Oh, yeah. Yep. He and Sofia Vergara getting a divorce.
Oh. Who's that? Is that the Modern Family, Sophia?
Yeah. Yep.
I did not know they're together. I first found the Joe Manganiello, whatever his name is. I first found him doing True Blood. He was one of the werewolves in True Blood.
Yeah.
That was a tough shit. That one got a little weird too. Talk about sports for 2 minutes while I run to the kitchen. They have no kids, but they're fighting over who gets the dog. I would too. Actually, there wouldn't be a fight over who gets my dog. They would just come with me. My wife would take it. Yeah. So I got her own dog.
Yes, he did do True Blood before Magic Mike.
Mm-hmm.
True Blood.
I think True Blood was on season 3 when Magic Mike came out. Yeah, True Blood was wild. All right. Well, I do want to point out that, like I said earlier, tonight is the Legion loot. I'm going to draw for the winner. I guess I can show everybody what's in this month's Legion loot. Hopefully people seen it. I'm terrible at promoting this thing. But I tried to do some promotion of it this time around. And yeah, here we go. Make sure I got everything here. So this is let me make myself bigger. This is what we're going to be drawing a winner for tonight. We have the Legal Burning Prince in here as always. Big shout out to Randy. He sends these things that put in there. help spread his art around. These are hand burned with wood tools. These aren't. These are prints of them. But the dude is a phenomenal artist. He has a Facebook group page. He's on Instagram. He is amazing, and definitely got to check him out. We have, I think this is the Felipe Massafera Darth Vader, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like Alex Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, he always looks like Alex Ross. The one he did for Spider-Man was just totally Alex Ross.
We have that Miko Suion World Tree #1 exclusive.
Scott wants to know what Legion Loot is. You want to explain what Legion Loot is?
I will. We have X-Men Unforgiven, the John Jang variant.
That's nice.
And if y'all didn't know, Headquake Jr. is the one that has donated this slab so graciously for the slab series that I'm doing. That if you watch those, you can enter to win that. And he does unboxings and stuff on his channel. He gets a wild variety of stuff in a very good way. And to celebrate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out, we have the John Jang Last Ronin Lost Days in there. That is just a wicked.
Nice.
Yeah. And man, I don't know who did this cover. I'm so sorry, everybody, but if you win it, you can figure it out. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 25, Mystery Artist Edition.
There you go.
And then some that I just thought were fantastic. I always like to try to put something to read in there. People just want to get them. But a lot of people have read Kingdom Come. It's literally the greatest comic story ever told, if you ask me. That's my answer since I was in 3rd grade, and it still hasn't changed to this day. This is the follow-up to it. It was really cool as well. Teen Titans, the world's finest Teen Titans drop. Yeah. So I had to get that foil variant for it. It's just a gorgeous cover. Like the artwork on it is just impressive.
Jim Chung.
Jim Chung, there it is. And we have Aquaman #6, signed by writer Chuck Brown. This was signed at Joe Fest this past year. Signed by writer Chuck Brown, Joe Fest, a real Augusta toy and comic show on 6/10/23. And then to kick off the big game Miller universe, we have Wanted #1, that special 20th anniversary edition. That was a fantastic series. I read it while I was on vacation. I picked it up while me and Paul were comic hunting down in Florida. To celebrate the end of the series, Secret Invasion #1, the Gabriel Del Otto variant, because Gabriel is a master artist, just absolutely insane. To get some love to those Marvel fans out there, we have the first appearance in issue 1 of Power Pack. And it's in a newsstand. Of course it's in a newsstand. That's a clean copy. And this next one's not as clean, but it's a bigger book, and it's an entry-level book. I mean, everyone would like to have one of these. It's complete, and that's what counts. Swamp Thing, issue #1 from 1972. Swamp Thing's very first issue in his ongoing title. Super dope book there. And then last but not least, from 1980. So this one's got a little bit of years on it, so you got to forgive it. It's a 43-year-old comic book here. Defenders #85. You got Doctor Strange, you got the Incredible Hulk, you got Hellcat, you got Black Panther on it, and a CGC 9.4.
Nice.
Definitely not a bad grade for such an old book.
Absolutely.
So that's all in there for the July Legion loot. I have to stack all this back up. So that'll go to somebody tonight. So where did that go? Who asked what the Legion loot was?
Scott did.
It's the so I do have the channel membership. It has that join button down below. When you hit that, it kind of gives you the details. And as my way of saying thank you, I put the members in the Legion tier into a wheel, and I draw for a once a month thank you gift. And this is the July thank you gift. Yeah. Giveaway Goblin Baby. Brother John is feeling lucky. And you don't have to be present to win them. I posted a post and I'll find you because I have everybody's name on the wheel. I think there's 62 names on the wheel for this month. Whew. $200 to get 5 verified signatures. It's on one book. It's all on one book. There's no witness there the day that he was getting it done. That's still not too bad. I mean, that's a lot of money, but it's cheaper than I thought it would be. Legion Loot is amazing. All kinds of DC goodness. Yeah, there's Marvel goodness in there too. Marvel Slab, Secret
Marvel
War.
is heavily represented this month.
Yeah, there's a lot. This is a heavy Marvel one. So I had to come big with the Swamp Thing. Like, this is a good month to throw Swamp Thing in there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Thanks, guys. I was kidding. Luck is a myth. Next, you're going to tell them that Santa Claus isn't real. All right, you want to talk some comics? Let's talk some comics,
sure.
Man. This was a solid week, right? This was definitely a solid week. So, first off, for Night Terror, there's five Night Terror books that came out this week. Ravager, Joker, Batman, something else.
Poison Ivy.
Black Adam. Yeah. So they were all, for the most part, pretty similar to each other in tone and style. But one thing I thought was cool from this, because I'm not going to go into every book, but we're in the second half of Night Terror now. We're seeing that these tie-in issues are only 2 issues that do the whole tie-ins. And we're in the second half of them. So we're seeing people wake up. We're seeing to be continued in the finale kind of stuff, to be continued in this series or that series. So we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're actually landing. They're really sticking the landing. Even the ones that it seems like the ones that I was the most worried about or least excited about tend to hit the hardest. But I think this week Batman stood out big time as being just one hell of an issue. It was fantastic. Had a couple of hoorah moments and stuff, but all in all, where you stand on this event, Paul? What are you thinking of Night Terrors?
It's one of the highlights and consistently good events I think that DC has done in a while.
And it seems like they have things so backwards. I don't know how this works. Because you remember when Future State was coming out, how everyone was like, yo, what is this? Who asked for this? And then it came out and it was actually ridiculously good. And that's how this was. Like, I was even on like I don't want to do this right now. I just want to read my Dawn of DC books and everything. And we get here and they didn't mail this in. This is well thought out, well crafted. This was definitely planned far in advance.
Right. Well, I think, and we talk about this a little bit in the DC Deep Dive tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, by the way. If you're looking at, okay, what Joshua Williamson is trying to do, right, and he's got the Dawn of DC, right? So they've been through Dark Crisis, right? So they went through that, okay? Now, if they can overcome their deepest fears, their deepest nightmares, again, that's another dawn for each of the heroes. So that's another part of the Dawn of DC initiative that they're doing, because a lot of these heroes are coming out with brand new understandings, or we're seeing these heroes in a new light because they're seeing things in a different light for the first time as well. They're acknowledging things that are part of themselves and working to overcome them. So all of that, I think, is part of the Dawn of DC.
Flash Ray said he's kind of confused on it, not really enjoying many of them. And there is a solution to that. And I'm not saying this to be funny, but every Monday on Sector 2815 on Paul's channel, we post a DC Deep Dive where when an event's going on or if we're between events, we cover something. But we actually go in through great detail on what's going on. And we've been covering Night Terrors through all of this, reading 100% of it. And that would probably be worth checking out for you, Flash Ray. They're not too long, and it covers all of them, and the connected fabric to it all is just kind of a natural part of the conversation and everything. And on top of that, there's a massive giveaway for the entire Night Terror event at the end of it. We'll be doing a live stream to draw that winner and review the whole thing at the very end of it, just like we did for the Dark Crisis event. So it'd definitely be worth checking out. Those premiere every Monday at 10 a.m. This is not. This is an insomnia thing. It's a character that was a side effect from the God, what was the name of that? The Lazarus
Planet. Lazarus
Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And to boil it down, if you just want to read the series too, I mean, you can boil it down to, okay, you know what? Insomnia is looking for the Nightmare Stone that John Dee, who was Dr. Destiny, has hidden somewhere in someone's nightmare, supposedly. So far, they haven't been able to find it. So that's really kind of the whole theory, the whole thread that's running through the main series.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Cardstock Variant said, did y'all already go over the new Star Wars droid event? I'm not on the Star Wars droid event, so I don't know if Paul's up and up to that. Otherwise, I would point you in the direction of this guy right here. Aggressively relaxing is.
I have not read it, but I know it's Dark Droids, and it's going to run through. They just came out with the Dark Droids first issue, and then it's going to run through the main Star Wars titles as well. So.
Are people still pretty confident with Star Wars event after that bounty hunter kerfluffle?
Yeah.
War of the Bounty Hunter. Yo, that made so many people upset. I love that show, Curse of Oak Island. I've been reading all the Blackest Night stuff over the last few days. Yeah, Blackest Night was good. Yeah. The main story, much like Flashpoint, is the main story is pretty just short, precise, in and out. But when you put the whole thing together, that's an epic right there. Yeah, I think this is one of the simplest events as far as the explanation. Yeah, it is straightforward, but they're adding so many layers to it, like pointing out that the nightmare realm, they're not just simply asleep. Like their conscious is at a physical place that was thought of as myth and all kinds of cool stuff. And we saw from this week that things are coming back out of it when these people are waking up as well. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I definitely will see where it goes. Berserker Poetry of Madness. I believe that was this week, or was this last week? I haven't read it yet. I got to read it. This is like the last book on my desk I haven't read yet. All right, here we go. Peacemaker Tries Hard, issue number 4. So this is
Where's Brother John?
Yeah, where's Brother? Yeah, where is he? I know he's Brother John.
Still out there, Brother John. Did you read it?
So this one is a callback to definitely to Brother John. This book is ridiculously fun from cover to cover. It's the spirited sequel to the actual television show in every way, shape, fashion, or form. And we have Peacemaker, and he's with his parole officer who's revealed to be a Golden Age hero of a sort called the Crimson Bee or something like that. And they're going after the bad guys that took his dog, kind of John Wick riff kind of thing. But they get into all kinds of crazy antics and stuff along the way, including fighting the cocaine-fueled vampire. Yes, you heard that right. It's Brother John's favorite character. Flip to the page, and it's none other than Snowbird. Craziness ensues in this book. It is absolutely hilarious. It's definitely not for children. It's barely for adults, if we're being honest with you.
He also appears in the first episode of the new season of Harley Quinn, by the way.
Oh, fantastic. I keep forgetting that that's out. Is the whole season out, or are they dropping it episodically?
No, they do it, one a week.
So by the end of this, we get to, it looks like there's nothing standing in the way between Peacemaker and the villains that he's after. And it looks like they have Deathstroke, the Terminator, on retainer pretty much waiting with them to bodyguard them. So there's no way Peacemaker can take out Deathstroke. And he was teasing the first issue, and he's finally back. So we'll see.
You're going to review item number 2. Don't make him do that.
Are you going to review item number 2? I've been seeing all kinds of reviews popping up this week. Dude, I ordered that first one out of just pure curiosity, just seeing where this book was making these waves and all this and that. And that review that I did, it made so many people mad that I didn't just get on here and just like sing the praises of the high heavens of that book. And it got a lot of views, but I don't make content just for views, you know. That's not really my thing. But I don't know, man. I really don't know if it would be worth the heartache or worth the,
Well,
you know, maybe if I
well
was,
then,
maybe it was still summer and my kids weren't in school and I could deal with being
well then,
frustrated.
well then, don't review it. Just give your opinion.
There you go. The other people that went and read those comments, they there was some decent conversation in some of them, but man, because like I don't follow the writer of that book, and I don't care about his politics or other people's politics. I buy what I like and read what I like, and that seems to be like a crazy concept for some people. That there's enough stuff out there to pick up what you enjoy and leave what you don't on the shelf. It's really that simple. Like it couldn't be more simple. Hey, I don't like that. Don't buy it. Yeah, don't buy it. There's a wide variety of stuff. There's more books on the shelf. If you want, you couldn't get them all if you wanted to. But man, that's a tough call. I'm curious about number 2, just because, like I said in my review, because I felt that first one had plenty of room for it to improve. And like I'm all for people like in any area, like, oh, I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this. Well, quit complaining and go do it yourself. And that's what this person did. So like that's what you're supposed to do, you know, if you have the means to do it. And a big kudos to whatever, God, I forget the guy's name now. It's like Ripper, something like that. But big kudos to him for doing that. But I feel like his followers just don't really understand what's on the shelves every week that comes out, and it really shows in their responses. The reviews say 2 is much better than the first. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I might do it. Ripperverse. Yeah, he's very controversial for a lot of people. People on the left hate him because he's doing what they would probably tell him to do. You don't like it, go make your own. They hate him. I don't care about anybody that's going to care that much about the other person. I might, just for funsies, see how many people we can infuriate this time for sharing an opinion. Reviewing a comic book. I'm not going out and to go vote with anybody. It's a comic book, people. You know, I'll see. I'll look into it and see. But in the meantime, well, I'll tell you one thing that his followers would probably hate without ever reading it, and that's John Kent, issue number 6, the finale to the Adventures of Superman, the 6-issue series that following John Kent Superman across the multiverse, beyond Earth 2, all the way to the Injustice universe, where he has to face off with his father of the Injustice universe. Paul, what'd you think of this one?
Honestly, as much as I love Tom Taylor, I really don't think he stuck this landing. There was so much potential. Basically, what he did was he basically reset everything to where it was. We do get some blue Jonathan Kent, and so that was kind of cool. But there was basically no progression forward in the Injustice universe because everyone that was captured was released by Jonathan Kent. And then at the end, where it was basically Jonathan against Superman, Cyborg comes in at the end and sends him back to his universe. And so they
Yeah.
really, I was disappointed. Is probably the word I was looking for.
Yeah, kind of disappointing, right? And it is the end of the series. So what it was is all of these Dawn of DC books, there's so many because they're only slated as 6-issue stories unless an extension is announced. The only one that has been extended as of now is Green Arrow. The pre-sales for number 1 were so high that they extended it to 12 the day before it hit shelves. So this one ended right here. We'll be seeing John Kent again and following and picking up the pieces of this in some event with Gar. What's that event with Gar?
Beast World.
Beast World.
Beast World.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it so much, but I just.
What are you talking about, John
Nice.
Kent or Turtles?
I did not see Turtles, so.
Yeah. I'll touch on that in a little bit here after we go through these books. There ain't too many left. Yeah, John Kent, this whole electric blue thing, like, I've been riding high just waiting on it to pop, and we got grifted hard, man.
Let's go,
we had a little bit of electric blue pop up here and there, but it really didn't ever culminate in anything. And this last issue is the most we saw of it, which was a cool little rally moment in this final issue. You had John recognizing, like, I see a pathway to shut this whole operation down, and he flies out into space, and he's sitting there charging up in the sun, and his eyes go blue, and he ends up like sneaking up on the Flash and kind of rallying the other superheroes on this world and getting some backup, and he comes face to face with his father of this world, and he has to be faster than him, and he can because of this power, and he rushes in and just gives him a hug and tells him that like, you're better than this, I love you, blah blah blah. And he plays this recording, which I actually thought was it was a nice story structure. It just really didn't land as much as Tom Taylor probably thought it did, but it was a recording that his mom made when he left in issue 1, which I thought was kind of touching. But in all reality, all John Kent did was just emotionally destabilize this already unstable Superman, and then he left. So everyone on that world, for all I know, just got murdered as soon as he left because he had an episode. So yeah, it was weird, man. It was a bad ending. It really was.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I don't know, maybe DC told him that they had put the Injustice story back, he couldn't impact it, as much as he wanted to, but like I said, everyone that he had captured, Batman and everything, so all of that, they were released, so they're back out there again, working against Superman, and at the very end, where it was basically, Superman and Jonathan Kent is poof, he gets shot by Cyborg and sent back to where he came from.
Yeah, it was very weird. It wasn't very weird, which was very awesome. Quite possibly my read of the week. Justice Society of America, issue number 5. This right here was amazing, worth the wait. It has been hit with delays. It's Jeff Johns, so I don't call him delays. I call him just Jeff Johns. This was fantastic. It was the big showdown with the JSA and Degaton. He was like pretty much beast moding them, overloading them, and we get the globe, the snow globe that we found out is holding the multiversal tachyons that exist in Dr. Manhattan are in the snow globe from the Flashpoint Paradox book that came out before. Was it? No, Flashpoint Beyond.
Flashpoint Beyond.
Yeah. And they end up pulling that out, and with that it's like able to, like, you can traverse the multiverse, all kinds of stuff with it. But they bring in the JSA from the past, present, and future, and they're able to overload Degaton and trap him inside the snow globe with some of the characters that we saw from the Flashpoint universe. And it was a fantastic finale. It was all action, but it left us on red because what they gave us was at the end of this, the big reveal that the android Hour Man, Judy Garrett's long lost daughter that he's never even met before, like according to his memories. And there was one more character, Stargirl, because she's the one that found them. She brings them into the brownstone. So now they're there and left on a big cliffhanger that I just don't know what to read next. Like, do we go from here to waiting till October for those series to start? Do we have more issues of Justice Society? Yeah, Jeff Johns pacing. That's it.
Yeah. Justice Society is supposed to be 12 issues, I believe, right? So yeah, it's not even halfway done yet.
I don't know how many issues it is. I just wish it was ongoing. That would be nice. Yeah, I'm down for as many as he can do. It's Justice Society. It should be an ongoing title on shelves. It's Justice Society. Yeah, but it was fantastic. Probably my read of the week.
Right. Well, in less than 2 months, we'll really delve deeply into the Golden Age. So
I can't wait. We're getting the Wesley Dodd Sandman book. We're getting the Alan Scott Green Lantern book, and we're getting a Jay Garrett Flash book, all of which are built out as miniseries as well. But that's dude, there's gonna be four JSA titles on the shelf. Like, dude, I'm just excited. What is going on, Chicago Schultze? How are you doing today? Oh yeah, absolutely. Dude, I'm terrible with following people back on IG and stuff. It wasn't until TM shared think it's just my algorithm. You know what I mean? It only shows me so many people. But I went over there and checked out Schulte's page and just looked at this phenomenal artwork that he does. Man, it's just absolutely amazing. Crazy cool stuff. But yeah, let's talk a little bit of TMNT, I guess, because that dropped this weekend, and then we'll do this giveaway and we'll head out of here. But you said you haven't seen it yet?
I have not. Shocking, I know, but
I don't feel like this one's on your radar, to be honest with you. This is it was to be honest with you, it was absolutely okay. Like it was. I think that like calling it incredible is definitely overselling it. I saw that Burke called it absolutely fantastic, but I watched his review that he did on it. He saw it the first time, came home and posted a review, and his review did not say absolutely fantastic. He said it was okay and everything. I think he's enjoying it more now than I'm like that with some movies. They get better the more you watch them, kind of thing. But it's a far cry
from. Nerdy gave it like 6.5, I think, out of 10. Right?
Like, it's really not that great, to be honest with you. It's a little kids movie, and that's perfectly fine. That's what it was intended to be. But they changed so much about the turtles. They're not ninjas. They barely know karate. They don't look up to Master Splinter. It's a lot of weird stuff, and just a lot of you have to get over if you've used to Ninja Turtles and stuff. Yes, there's some really poor writing, but at the same time, there's some funny stuff. It definitely is meant for a younger age range. Like it's kind of like watching Mario. Like everyone was praising Mario. I'm like, did I watch the same movie as y'all? Like this felt like a string of TikToks put together. And I've watched Mario countless times now, and it gets more and more enjoyable the more I watch it because I'm not expecting anything else from it. But Turtles was kind of that same way. It's just by the end of the movie, they're all like just dressed as regular kids in regular public school with other kids, and it was just weird. All of their villains are now their friends, and they live with them. Splinter's banging some the bug creature. Like, dude, it is weird. It definitely hits on some weird stuff. Like, I don't even know why they had to have Splinter banging the bug person.
I didn't see it, but when I saw the trailer, the first thing that came to my mind was that they were trying to copy the Spider-Verse animation.
Well, it's funny you say that because the person that did this worked on the Spider-Man movie, so it's not like, and this isn't the only stuff that's been like this. He also did that. God, I already forgot the name of it again. He's worked on a handful of movies that the animation looks like this on all of them. You know what I mean? That's his. Okay. He's part of it's part of his style of doing things, which I think the animation was fantastic. Like it's not as erratic and not all over the place like the Spider-Verse stuff. And it was the animation was fun. It just the whole thing was weird. Yeah, the milking thing was not funny at all to me. Like that was excessive and not funny. On top of being, they just beat it into your head like these people are gonna milk you. They're gonna milk you. They're gonna milk you, and then they do get put into a milking machine. Like what are we doing here? Milking. Yeah. I watched your review, Steve. I'm glad you liked it better the second time. I'll definitely check it. I'm gonna buy it. Like it's going into my TMNT collection. I'm giving like review as an adult. This isn't an adult's movie. It's a child's movie. I guarantee you when the kids watch it, because we're gonna take them to go see it, because I know they'll love it. It's gonna be a blast for them because it's all over the place. But there's just some parts as far as like they definitely made their own TMNT movie. It's no way in the style of story-wise in the style of anything else. The art was so much fun. The Mitchells versus the Machines, that's it. The Mitchells versus the Machines, the first Spider-Verse movie, the same guy. I mean, there's a big creative team on all those, but the guy that directed this is a part of all those. TMNT is 2D, 3D mixed Spider-Verse, had different animation style for each verse. Yes. Spider-Verse's main animator was a computer, AI, or what they call a learning machine. I had a dig, Paul. You remember that? You were here when I talked about. I had a dig, and they don't want to talk about that, but they talked about it in one little featurette that was done for the first movie. the animator for Spider-Verse is literally named Learning Machine, and then they go and augment over what Learning Machine draws for. Like, miss me with that. Corey Feldman voiced, I think, Donnie in the yeah. There's technically poor writing from a professional perspective. One rule is repeating beats to death of good writing. Yep. Yeah, it was terrible writing in it. But there was some fun stuff. And I thought April O'Neil was terrible. Absolutely terrible. She had no confidence. She was just a little introvert that threw up. Literally threw up. She was like Stan in South Park whenever Wendy talks to him, he just throws up. Like that's your April O'Neil. Really? This is goofy. And the first act, Splinter tells us the long version of their origin. No, it's just rough. 2D was more enjoyable in 3D. I watched it in 2D. I'm one of those people. I do love 3D though. If I'm going to pay to go watch it in a theater, I like to do that when it's an option because it's not something. It makes it more special. It's not something I do at home. But I don't know. Monkey's too little for 3D. You know, like she's not going to sit there and hold glasses on her head. Finn watched 3D for the first time when he saw Avatar 2. And we went to the IMAX 3D, me and him. I took a little buddy for that. And he was literally reaching in the air the entire movie. The entire thing. Just trying to grab stuff. I was smiling ear to ear. Then in the very next scene, they meet April and they walk down their origin again. But we just watched it. Yeah, that's poor writing. Isn't part of being a teenager not being fully confident about yourself? Yeah, but they're ninjas, my dude. They're trained ninjas. Oh, you're talking about April. Yeah, April, no. I thought you're a Turtles fan. Has that ever been part of April? That's just a part of. They just brought in like modern culture to it. That's what they're doing in pop culture these days. The writing was not smart enough for them to think about it. I think you're smarter than the writers of this film, Steve, hands down. An angsty teen, Casey Jones would be. Yeah, this is the first time we've had a little kid, April, too. And she was a high schooler. I guess she's not a little kid. I threw up watching Avatar in 3D, never again. Yo, I just upgraded my Avatar 1. Got that 4K, son. Look at that case. Look at that. They never released Avatar in 4K until the second one came out.
Didn't Green Arrow play Casey Jones in the live action movie?
Yeah, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Yeah, they messed up with that. That was poor casting. For the main part is he had a shaved head. Like Casey needs hair to go with that hockey mask. It looked weird. But I enjoy those movies. I think both of those, like the first Michael Bay one was fantastic, if you ask me. John Jang did Shredder for that movie, by the way. And Out of the Shadows went a little more campy. It's not nearly as campy as this new one, but it was definitely aimed for a younger audience compared to the first one. But yeah, I think those are good kid action movies with a big budget behind them and stuff. Bebop and Rocksteady were hilarious in it. I think just they did it too much, and they ruined Shredder in Out of the Shadows. He was menacing. He was tall. He was scary. And in the second one, he's just like it's like Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Like, what did y'all just do to Raiden? Why does he got like short hair and this gi on? Yeah, we didn't see Shredder or the Foot unless that woman who activated Shredder and the after credits is. Don't know what's up with that. They burned out their entire Rogues gallery except for like Rat King, and we didn't see Baxter again after the opening. The opening scene, you see like SWAT team moving in on Baxter in his own personal lab, playing with the mutagen, the ooze, and it goes off and into the sewer and creates their entire Rogues gallery right off the bat. There's definitely some funny stuff about it. It just, I don't know. Mario is definitely the animated movie of the year. Nothing's coming close to it. Mario absolutely dominated. Yeah. I agree. Saving that for number 2. Yeah, I think that was definitely bold. I think it's going to work out good. You know what I mean? Because this first one has a really good reception to it. Oh, that's a good call. That lady is totally Krang. I didn't even think about that. I need to go back and watch it. What gave you the Krang vibes? That would be pretty cool. Some of the voice talent was decent in TMNT. Nothing stood out to me. The turtles were tough to listen. Ice Cube, yeah, that did. I forgot about that. He was Superfly. That was Stockman was Superfly. I did not even connect that. I thought he was like the Fly in the opening scene of it. Her last name in her glasses. I didn't catch her name at all. That's awesome. So they put a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, I think that this is going to definitely bill out to be a working franchise for Paramount. So it's been a good year for a lot of movie studios. Just not the ones that we're used to, like not Disney, not Warner Brothers.
Until Barbie. Now Warner Brothers is Barbie.
Yeah, Warner Brothers, yeah, that's true.
$1 billion movie.
$1 billion on a measly budget. A
Mm-hmm.
measly budget. 145 reported. So you're looking at like less than 300 million budget. They broke $1 billion and still going. Yeah, that's what I thought. Stockman was not Superfly, which is different than in the comics, where they're the same thing. Yes, Stockman got arrested. He was incarcerated. Yeah, that's wild. Last I looked at Barbie, it was about to break 900
Worldwide?
Yeah, I looked at it like last week, sometime in the middle of the week. Yeah, it's at 1,031 million. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's not even like today's Sunday. Like that's projected, but it'll go up tomorrow a little bit from that. So I use Box Office Mojo to check.
Yeah, so do I. This is its third weekend, I think.
That's
and
insane.
It's still pulled in $53 million this weekend.
Golly. Yeah, look at that. And I watched it. I watched it yesterday. It was really enjoyable. I don't get the like I think it was Bub's World put a great comment on my post about Barbie. It said there's a difference between a movie being like pro-feminist and being woke, and there really wasn't anything woke about Barbie. It was definitely like a girl power movie, which it would be weird if it wasn't. But there's like a lot of like double messaging, because like, if not in a bad way, like in a good way, because the whole concept is like the world's flipped, because this is a little girl's imagination world where all the girls are in charge and the men are less than and just always do what they say, this and that. So it's kind of supposed to be like this narrative of like, look, men, this is what it looks like. And like Kens were bad guys for taking power, for like taking control of their own, like being themselves and this and that. So I'm like, wait, if we're flipping this, aren't you saying like girls would be bad guys for trying to step up and say, hey, I'm more than? So it has this crazy like message that works on like across the board, every level. And they were trying to dunk on like the real world a little bit at the end, saying like, why aren't women in charge of this and in charge of that? And I'm like, well, here in the real world, they are. So, and it's kind of like this message, like the real world was kind of the solution to their problems. There were so many little like messages in it. They were not preaching these messages. Like you could just pull it away from the metaphor of the movie. It was really, really good, man. I thought it was good. Nothing woke in Barbie at all. It was very balanced. Michael Cera's Alan was fantastic. Yes, he was. Just get me out of here. Me too. Love the character. Yeah, it was a blast. So yeah, it's earned that money, and it was going to make that money whether it's good or bad, guarantee you, because that's one of those ones that it was a cultural phenomenon before it ever even came out. People like planned. It was like the Taylor Swift of movies. Like people planned ahead to wear certain outfits and go in groups of girls and stuff. I mean, it's wild. I saw that Mattel is making real weird Barbie a doll based on the Kate McKinnon character. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, apparently the girls have them growing up already. I guess like we would have weird action figures, like in Toy Story, like how Sid had that whole room of them. But wild stuff. Yeah, it's been an interesting season for movies this summer. I did my little top 3 pick. Like my favorite movie of the summer, my favorite and like my personal preference, hands down, was Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Like I'm still rewatching that one. Like the kids are still loving that one. Like it's just absolutely love it. It was just so much fun. I think the best summer blockbuster was easily Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. That was just next level. Have you seen that one yet?
I have not. But that actually, in comparison, that's hasn't done as well as some of the other summer blockbuster movies.
It hasn't done as well as the other ones in its own franchise. Even it was a they should have held that one
Right.
back, man. They should have held that one back for a late year release. But that's I didn't know that because the timing's weird. That's a COVID movie as well that has kind of like a Little Mermaid suffered from inflated budget due to COVID shooting and all that kind of stuff. And then I did Extraction 2 was like my streaming movie pick of the summer. That was just I'm a huge Extraction fan. Tyler Rake, I think, is that those are better movies than John Wick movies. I don't care what anybody says. It'll be hard waiting for part 2. I purposely skipped Indiana Jones. Yeah, I skipped it too. Still want to see Mission 7. Yeah, Indiana Jones. God, Disney just like how people have all these arguments online, and people argue with me all the time online when I post this movie stuff because people think that these reported budgets are actual budgets of these films, and they're not. They couldn't be farther from the truth. Those are investor numbers, and when I say investors, those are potential investor numbers. Those are the numbers that the studios use to throw out in the public to hopefully rope-a-dope somebody in to invest on projects and stuff. Because it doesn't count for reshoots, it doesn't count for actor negotiated deals, it doesn't count for post-production most of the time, it doesn't count for marketing. So that's why they always say when you see a reported budget, you can at least double it. And that's what you're looking at on average of cost of a film. And it also doesn't take into account that these films only see about 50% of the revenue that's made in theater run, an average of 50%. Disney sees less than that because of box office deals that they have with theaters, but Disney puts out actual reports, and for some reason they don't get talked about. Well, last night the new report came out for Disney's stuff, and it showed like their biggest flops for this year, and like Little Mermaid was on there, Indiana Jones was on there, and because of the timing, these come out every so often. Little Mermaid's already deemed a flop, and they don't even have this the post production costs included in it yet either. So it's rough. Sound of Freedom
One of
was a
their
summer.
films that one of the movies that they supposedly was a flop that seems to actually have some staying power is Elementals. Seems to be kind of holding steady, and so they
I
think it
haven't
might do
checked
better
that
than
one.
they originally thought.
Is it still
They
rocking
think
at
it
the
might do
box?
better. Yeah, they think it might do better than they originally thought after like
Holy
the first
crap.
1 or 2 weekends.
Yeah, it's at 423 worldwide right now. It's almost at 500 million.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's not what you'd expect from a Pixar Disney animated big release, but
Right.
that's really good. The quarterly earnings report, and I sit. What's funny is I sit there and I'll talk to people, and like I post stuff intentionally on Instagram to bait people in. Like if anybody that knows me a little bit knows it,
No.
and people that get baited in, I have conversations with them, and what ends up happening is we end up becoming good Instagram friends, having these conversations, disagreeing because like I enjoy disagreeing with people. It's just fun, and I sent that quarterly earnings report to them today and had some good talks. It was fun listening to them try to wiggle their way out of it. I'm like, see, these are the exact things I told you, or where it comes from, because the earnings report breaks it down and stuff. And yeah, and what's funny is a lot of the people they know better now. They'll still get on there and like argue with me. And he finally came down to he's like, dude, I'm a fan. I just don't think they're that. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Other than the numbers that say otherwise. It was the lowest Pixar opening of all time. Good gosh. I'm glad that it's limped along. All the while Mario made over $1 billion. That's crazy to me how fast
I
that
have not
movie
seen
went.
Mario either, but it's on Peacock, so I'm gonna watch it on Peacock.
What did Mario end up making? It's at $1.3 billion. God dang. Yeah, that's a massive hit. Massive hit. All right, so let's share this screen and we'll get ready to run this wheel and see who this month's Legion Loot winner is. Is that showing up? Not showing up. All right, appreciate the channel members. This is an old slide, but these people are still in there. Thank you to the channel members. Joining the channel gets you access to those custom emojis that you see people putting in the chats. It gets those loyalty badges next to your name that denotes how long you've been in the channel membership, and it's live now. You can click that button and read some of the details and what comes along with it without having to join. You can hit join and it doesn't automatically start doing anything. It just opens up the next page where you can get details and all that stuff. I encourage anybody to do that. And I thank everybody who has joined, people who subscribe to the channel, who come and watch the videos and everything. And I do want to remind everybody to hit this little guy's head down there in the chat, subscribe to his channel, because he's the one that so kindly donated the Catwoman Nathan Zerdy 47 slab to the channel to send on to a better home. So big thank you to Jeff there. And yeah, everybody thank Jeff, because most of y'all I see in the chat have been watching those slab collection videos. It's my graded comic collection. It's a video series I've been doing where if you watch those and you comment your favorite book from the post. Yeah, you comment your favorite book from the where's it at? There it is. I mean, I can't get us both up here to save my life. There it is. You comment the favorite book from the video and put the hashtag We Are Legion on those videos. At the end of the series, we're going to do just like we're doing right now, except the wheel will have numbers on it. So if there's 10 videos in the series, there'll be 10 numbers on there. We'll spin the wheel, and if it hits number 7, we'll go back to part 7 and we'll draw a name out of the chat, and we will give that slab to whoever's name comes up. All thanks to Headquake Jr. down there. So a big thank you to Jeff. He's a local here. He's fantastic. A really, really awesome individual. And I can't thank you enough. And he's dropping facts right now. All right. So thank you to everybody. And tomorrow.
However, not being a channel member does guarantee a loss.
That's a fact, Jack. And tomorrow I do not have. Oh, dang. Tomorrow, I do not have the graded comic video coming out. It's got pushed to Wednesday because tomorrow I have a video coming out about the special announcement. It was officially announced. I posted on IG. I posted in the community tab. I've got my first exclusive cover. Me and the Illuminati crew, which is myself, DJ Lynx, Remy Q Studios, Nick and Comicx, and Shattered Glass Comics, which is Tyler. We got together, we came together like butt cheeks, and we commissioned Austin LeMay, the phenomenal artist, to do a cover for us for the Savage Samurai issue number 1. So that is limited to only 100 copies. And full disclosure, we split those copies betwixt us. So none of us have but a limited number. I will be only selling 15 copies. And we all are selling them, but if you get them from me, the Legionnaires who purchase from me will get a copy of the Sav number 1, the certificate of authenticity that's hand numbered. You'll get a commemorative sticker pack that'll include a chrome foil Sav sticker, as well as an Illuminati sticker, a Fandom Happens Here sticker, and a Legion of Comics sticker. Now, on top of that, all the Sav books will come in Mylar with Comic Clear backer boards. And I'm throwing in a copy of Deathblow number 1, which is the cover that inspired Austin LeMay. That original Jim Lee cover is where he got the inspiration to do this cover. Now, those will go on sale right here on YouTube via the community tab. Like, where I put just actual posts up on YouTube. That's where I'm going to post it. And it's going to be posted to members only for the first 24 hours. So if you're a channel member, doesn't matter what tier you're in, it'll be available for you. The price of them is $40 shipped. That's including shipping. So they're $30 plus 10 shipping and handling. So $40 shipped gets it to you. So be sure to hit that notification bell, set your timers, all that, because 15 is not a lot. Not a lot at all. As you can see, there's over 60 people on the wheel just for the Legion tier, and there's more in the other tier, in the supporter tier. So I appreciate anybody that comes and buys those from me, because I'm only trying to keep one. So I got plans for another one, but yeah, I'd like to sell all 15 of them. That would be nice. So be sure to be there. That community tab, I'll try to share it on IG, but I feel kind of weird sharing stuff on IG. Attention, my YouTube channel members. I try to just keep the stuff that's for y'all. You know, I don't like to feel like it might be rubbing it in people's faces kind of thing, or I don't want to be, I don't know. It just feels weird. Like promoting the Legion Loot. I don't know. It feels weird. I'm going to be going quick. I hope so. Don't be cheap. Give Mark $6 a month so he can keep replenishing his giveaway loot. Yeah, I do a lot of giveaways, man. Like all that channel member money goes right back out there. Every single Tuesday there's a giveaway. Then the once a month big one. For those that don't see my subscriber count, we're knocking on the 3,000 subscriber door. So I'm planning a big celebration giveaway for that. So there's one thing after the other. It is not cheap to run a YouTube channel. Not when you're trying to like do it the way I'm doing it. There you go, Pops. Appreciate it. All right, let's spin this thing. I've held you up long enough. Again, thank you to everybody. And the winner of this month's Legion loot is drum roll, all that. Work Family 54 comment.
Frank Family 54.
Boom. Congrats.
Nice.
I think this is Steve's first Legion loot win. Huge congrats. Oh, thank you. Boom, 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 boom. Comicx Curing Cancer 2023, C3 2023. The massive event that last year raised over $22,000 directly for the American Cancer Society is scheduled officially for October 20th through 22nd. It's going to be very much similar to last year's in the sense that it'll kick off right here Friday morning, and we'll start rocking and rolling all the way through the big auction ending on Sunday afternoon and go as long as it needs to go. But what we're asking as of right now is for people to screenshot this, message me on IG, and ask for like the little the social media packet. I can just send you a text in your direct message that you can copy and paste, and I can send you this image. But we're just trying to spread the word. We're just asking people to reach into your resources, start thanking or sharing. We're looking for donated items for the auction. We're looking for people, if you're a content creator, potentially doing something on your channel, if you know artists or people like that have professional ties to the industry, to start talking to them, see if they would want to donate their time or their skills, any and everything. So I've already talked to the man, the myth, the legend. I've already confirmed some pros already, and having me, Rob, and DJ are sitting down this week, or we're sitting down on here, and we're starting to lay out all the details. So it's time, people. It's time. October is not far away for something like this. And last year we put that together in like less than a month. So hopefully it'll be even bigger and better this year. So spread the word. That's like everyone can at least do that. I have one DJ's box, first time winning marks. Well, let's see how much of this you give away. Steve, did you see what was in it? Very excited for Steve to have won. Steve, you got Swamp Thing number 1 now. Power Pack, Secret Invasion, Wanted, Aquaman number 6, signed by the writer. Yeah, I know you like some Teen Titans. I know you've read Kingdom Come, but have you read the sequel? I know you'll want to give that away. But you're a Turtles man, Jane Gang. Some X-Men, World Tree number 1, some little hot book there. Some Star Wars, some Legal Burning goodness. And Defenders, 43-year-old copy of Defenders in a 9.4. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Steve said I could pick one comic for myself and ship it to him. I didn't remember all of them on Beyond. So yeah, dude, I'm excited for you. I'm definitely happy it went to you. For those that don't know, if it wasn't for Steve, I would not be here. Steve is when I was just watching his channel one day, I told him that I had gotten, God, what it had to be the local comic shop day Power Ranger box set. I think that's what it was. I said I got that. He's like, share it on YouTube, do it. I'm like, okay, I will. Because at the time I had a YouTube channel just for like me and Finn doing stuff. It was called The Adventures of Mark and Finn. But yeah. Yep. Well, I appreciate you, Steve. I appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody who come out to hang out with us tonight. Be sure to turn on those notification bell. Tuesday at 3 p.m., the Sav #1, the Illuminati exclusive cover by Austin LeMay. And again, all of us are selling ours a little bit differently. And this is what I wanted to do for everybody. I wanted to have that original copy and a nice little sticker pack, and of course the Comic Clear backer boards, and they're mile art out of their mind. So awesome stuff. So be sure to check out those other guys who are selling them as well if you're not able to cop a copy for me. So yeah, big shout out to Austin LeMay. But I appreciate everybody. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out. And until next time, that's Paul. I'm Mark. But we are Legion. Working on DJ's piece now.
Throw it on the pile. We need another throw it on the pile.
So we'll have the Optimus Primal and the Optimus Prime.